What is up, guys? I am Mega Short Fuse, and I am bringing you some Burnout Paradise Big Surf Island racing gameplay and shit. As usual, I couldn't find anyone online, so I stuck to single player, and I would like to thank my dear friend Imran, who you guys in the comments may know as Combat Cat. Thank you very much for providing me the opportunity to have this. And if you ask me what the fuck I'm talking about, you specifically, Imran, call me, bro. But anyway, this is not what I'm here to talk about. I'm not here to commentate on the gameplay as usual. This whole story is going to tie together, I promise. As many of you know, or some of you might know, I've been working on getting my driver's license. And good news is I got it. I finished my driving course, I did all the necessary tests, and I completed the crash course in idiocy. So that was great, and now today actually I had to go to this specialized thing that teaches you basically first aid. That's a requirement for getting a license here in Bulgaria, is you just have to go to that course and learn how to do basic first aid and all that. And during that course, I just kind of my mind started to wander because, well, I like I said, this is going to tie together, but many of you guys who are gamers know that we are not looked upon favorably in the media, like our generation, the younger generation, and even some representatives of the older generation well, various ages, but mostly our generation knows that games aren't something bad. We know that games are a great pastime that's not harmful in any way, basically. But there are people in the media who really misunderstand games, basically because they don't play them, and they're an easy scapegoat, like politicians. I've heard about some politicians in America running their platform based on, I am going to get your children away from video games, platform of video game hatred, basically, because, who the hell's gonna defend video games? And parents are gonna agree with that. But their main argument for that is that video games are way too impressionable. They poison the youth. That was a phrase I've heard thrown around often. And I really wanted to touch upon that because I've been playing games since 1999, since I was 6. I've been playing games since I was 6. Guess what the third game I ever played was? GTA 2. I'm not a murdering psychopath, and the reason why I drifted back to that was today at the first aid course, the guy who was teaching us was a doctor, and he wasn't just any doctor, he was a doctor in the I guess you could call reanimation. He brought people who were very close to death back to life. And that is a hell of a stressful job. And of course it involves lots of guts and blood. And I'm quite squeamish. I'm not, fearful to admit that, but I am really squeamish. And video game blood doesn't affect me. I've seen so much of it that I've basically created this mechanism for myself to not give a crap if I see violence in a game. But to think the media would have you believe that this would directly impact my real life, and I'm just okay with going on a murdering spree just because I'm not scared of blood. Nope. Today, when we were shown pictures of accidents, I couldn't even look at them. I got sick to my goddamn stomach, and that's why I had to leave school early today. I was sick to my goddamn stomach of this. So, what I'm really trying to take across this is, or put across as a point, is that video games are a genre of entertainment like any other. And parents, if any parents are watching this, hell, sit your parents down, tell them to watch this. They might learn something and better understand your hobby. I know, I've almost made my parents believers, but video games do not affect us, and I'm sure many of you will agree on this. We are not incredibly crazy man-children or kids or whatever who are ready to do anything just because they learned it in a video game. Like, of course, someone would point to the Virginia Tech shooting, for example, and I'm sorry to bring that to go all doom and gloom on you, but it's a serious example. The Virginia Tech massacre was, I think it was blamed on video games, and I think it was Columbine where they found a Quake or Counter-Strike, and I think it was Quake. It was most likely Quake in the murderer's apartments. And they blamed video games for that. Like, they didn't take into account that these people were clinically insane, and that's the point that most initiators of this platform of video game hatred don't realize. the simple fact that there are crazy people who play games too. There are crazy people in every medium. Hell, there are probably some, I don't know, book murderers. Like that South Park episode, if any of you remember, strangely. We are not crazy. There are crazy people among us. There's a difference. Video games do not make them crazy. They're a catalyst. Yes, video games are impressionable to people who are already very, very susceptible to that impression, if you will. And I really wanted to know, do any of you guys actually comment, like every single one of you watching this, if you had an experience like this, comment. Have you had an experience where video games were mistreated, misunderstood, or otherwise looked down upon? Because speaking from personal experience, my mother hates video games. That wasn't really apparent until like 2 years ago, but she hates video games fucking hardcore. And I've tried to reason with her. I tried to show her examples, but they won't budge. It's that stubbornness that, I don't know, some people aren't that, again using the phrase susceptible, but they're not susceptible to change. They aren't really ready to get jiggy with it, get in with the new. And that is a barrier that, especially very old people, that's a barrier they can never get across, at least the old people that I've met. So yeah, my mom really hates video games and really doesn't see them as a proper source of revenue. But I've managed to convince her. She still hates video games. Mind you, she still hates, but she understands. Because, as in every social aspect of our lives, money talks, bullshit walks. When she learned about machinima, she's not liking video games more, but she respects the money. And after I showed her hardcore statistics, well, I'm just getting boring now, I'm sorry. Statistics, ooh. But yeah, that's really what I wanted to get across. And this is an awesome jump, by the way. Bottom line, we can learn things from video games, like basic things or things that are really useful. We can learn from video games. But you have to be really fucked in the head to actually do something that you saw in a video game just because, you know, there's no consequences. We are not crazy, parents, please. We're not that impressionable, we're not that stupid, and we're damn sure not that violent. If we were, we would be beating people up, not taking our aggression out on video games. Give that a second thought. So, thank you for watching. I am planning to start a series leading up to Need for Speed The Run. So, it's gonna take a lot of work, and I'm gonna try and keep it daily, but it depends on how many days we have left. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.